I'm not sure how much you know about it, but some pretty big legislation could be coming down the pike on Thursday. Just in your role, Shane, what do you know about it? Is there anything that you've had to do to try to get prepared for it, or is it just like got to deal with it when it comes?
I think it's more just deal with it when it comes. Honestly, I know about as much as you do. I was talking with Chance Miller, our deputy AD, on the way over here about what's coming here, or probably by the end of the week. Just trying to be prepared and on top of it from that standpoint. But I don't know a lot. Obviously, things are changing. And the thing that I've learned with all this is that I feel like it changes every. How's it going? Oh, you're good. We just literally started 30 seconds ago. I feel like it changes every week, month, year, and things are changing, but worry about what you can control right now, but also having an eye on the future also.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's kind of a university thing that they're going to have to pay this money, but
yeah.
Looking ahead, Shane, do you think it could affect how the budget works with athletics and all that?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, and those are some conversations that I've had with Coach Tanner and Chance about, short-term, long-term, how it could affect certain things, and there's going to be an impact is going to be felt. Let's just be real, and not to the point where it changes how you do things day-to-day, big picture, but if there's areas where you can adjust and tweak in order for to be better in the long run, certainly want to be able to look at doing that. But there's a lot of things still to figure out how this whole thing shakes out, and we're on an SEC head coaches group text, and there's a lot of that's been entertaining the last 24 hours to say the least, talking about that stuff and some of the stuff that's coming, and just trying to different ideas and thoughts and things like that as well. So it's certainly interesting times and new times for all of us.
I know you've probably answered this a million times. Last stop on the tour here. What's so special about being able to do this and get to interact with the fans?
Yeah, I love it. It's a great thing about being a college coach is getting to come and do these events. We've got the best fans in America here with Gamecock Nation, and being able to just get out and see them. So many now. This is my, third time coming to Myrtle Beach for this since I've been hired, and just to being able to see a lot of familiar faces, people that I now call friends after my time here at Carolina. But then I love it just hearing the stories of Gamecocks and what Gamecock football and Gamecock athletics means to them. That never gets old, and is a great reminder for me of why I do what I do.
A couple of local guys, obviously, on our end. You talked about Lenoris being kind of the guy right now going into fall camp. How special has he been for you so far in his early progress?
Yeah, Lenoris has been great. He's just the definition of just steady and consistent. He's a guy that just works really, really hard and very humble, has great humility about himself, but has a competitive streak, strong work ethic, and has just done nothing but get better in the weight room, academically, on the football field, in the meeting room, learning what we do offensively, and excited for him. It's a great quality to have in a quarterback, just that steadiness where you're not up and down and emotional and riding the waves and the highs and the lows. And he's not like that at all. He's a winner. He won a state championship in high school, obviously, and knows what it takes. So excited about him and his future here at Carolina.
I think another guy that's going to take a step forward to TJ Sanders, a Marion guy, local to us as well too. What have you seen from him that gives you confidence that he's really going to improve this year?
Yeah, just that. He's a year older. I think last season was a great season for him to realize, not that he didn't already know, but just how disruptive he can be and how talented he is. And we're fortunate that we return our top 3 defensive tackles, really top 4, in Tonka Hemingway, Boogie Huntley, Nick Barrett, and TJ. So to be able to bring those guys back, I thought TJ took a step last year and have every confidence in the world he's going to take another big step in 2024.
Shane, looking at the timeline, I believe the kids are set to report back next Monday. What is your role when they get back? Can you be around them? Can your assistants be around them? How's all that work?
Yeah, fortunate. One of the things that I like that the NCAA's done is a few years ago they gave us the ability to spend a little bit more time with our players in the summertime. So they'll come back in. We have a team meeting Monday night. We'll start workouts on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. and our guys will lift 4 days a week. But within those 4 days, we'll have a couple hours a week where we can have meetings with them or do position-specific stuff on the field. We're not allowed to do anything necessarily offense versus defense against each other with the coaches out there. They can, but we can't be out there. But we'll be able to work some position-specific stuff. It'll be great. We've got some guys, a couple transfer receivers coming in, some freshmen that will just be getting here, where our coaches will be able to work with them a couple hours a week. So that'll be great. June's really busy. Obviously, we're doing workouts with our own players. We have summer camps for the high school young men pretty much every day, it seems. Recruiting weekends where we have official visits. So June is really, really, really busy for us, but we're fortunate that we're able to get a couple hours a week of football work with our guys.
I want to ask you about a couple of position battles. Left tackle, I think we saw Josiah, Tree, all get some reps there. How do you kind of frame up that spot right now?
Yeah, kind of the same. Those guys are battling it out. Tree obviously started, 10 games, I think, last season at left tackle as well, so we know what he can do. And he's really working hard to take another step this year. Josiah came in and is everything that we thought he was going to be. He was limited a little bit health-wise during spring practice, but this summer is really, really big for him to take another step. So I would say those two guys are certainly battling it out. In my mind, are kind of the top two. And then Ja'Kai would also be somewhat of a swing guy that could play guard and tackle, has played guard and tackle, where it gives you three guys right there that have the ability to play left tackle without a doubt. So those two guys, along with Ja'Kai, are still battling it out, and that's something that'll go into the season. But certainly we want to be able to identify, you have 5 on the field at a time. You'd love 10, but ideally 8 offensive linemen that you feel really, really solid about being in a rotation in every game.
How valuable could it be for those guys that stayed for May? I know you said they didn't have to stay, but you said a lot of the O-line guys did stay. So the ones that did, could that help them have a little edge going into the summer? I
think it's huge, and most of them did. I mean, I was in the weight room yesterday and saw Tree and saw Ja'Kai and whatnot, saw Trevon. So many of those. Cam Pringle. I think they've all been there bits and pieces. We don't want to hold them hostage in the month of May. I want them to be able to get away, but they're strictly there on their own. I mean, it's completely voluntary, but they've done a great job. We're fortunate, Weston, that we got all those guys come back, and you got some older guys and Rashawn Lee and Ja'Kai Moore, who are older guys and really kind of taking charge, and they're hungry to have a good year and know that it's important for them to take a step in the month of May and get an edge maybe on other offensive lines across the country that weren't on campus and together in the month of May. So I'm really excited that they decided to stay and were around for the most part. They were able to get away for a little bit, and some of them are still away. That's great, but I think that they were able to take a huge step. I think I've talked about it before with some of those offensive linemen. You worry about them going home and not laying around all month and not doing anything, but laying on your mom's couch is a little bit different than being in the weight room every day with us in Columbia. And you worry about them going home and maybe getting out of shape or putting on too many pounds, where now they come back at the beginning of June and it takes them 2 weeks to get that weight off and get back in shape. That won't be an issue. They'll be able to start workouts on Tuesday morning and hit the ground running and be in a great position physically because of what they did in the month of May.
Shane knew about some guys in this spring because of various injuries. Anybody new to the reporters? Everybody on track to really start working out?
Yeah, everybody's on track. I was in the weight room this morning. Another one that stayed around the whole month of May is Rocket, and Rocket was in there this morning at 6:45 in the morning, and he should be full speed ahead and ready to roll when we crank up next week. And no one new to report. So you worry in the month of May, things happen, and knock on wood, nothing has at this point. But no, everybody's good, and there'll be some guys that are still limited coming out of spring. Some guys that obviously long term won't be able to, like Zabari Sandy, because of the injury he had in spring practice. But everybody else is in a good position right now.
How about Mo Coppolas? He's still progressing pretty good.
Yeah, he was one that I saw in the weight room yesterday. He's a guy that's hung around for the month of May when they didn't have to. So saw Mo in the weight room yesterday morning. He's in great spirits and looks good, and eager to get him back out there without a doubt.
Can I ask you about the receivers, specifically Amari Huggins-Bruce and
Yep.
Jared Brown, the Coastal transfer, and how the receiving room's shaping up, and
Yep.
specifically about those two guys?
Yeah, excited about the additions of Amari and Jared both. Obviously, Amari being a local guy, and then Jared, who was extremely productive here at Coastal with Coach Beck and Coach Chadwell. Excited about their additions to our program. You know, obviously we lose a really, really talented and productive receiver in Xavier Leggett, and I'm eager to see just how that receiver room competition shakes itself out. Because I said it last week, and it's the truth. If somebody asked me who are going to be your top 6 receivers, I don't know, and that's a good thing in that I think we're balanced. They all complement each other well. We got some guys with some different skill sets. It's going to be great competition in there to try to figure out who's going to be in that rotation. But those are two guys, Amari and Jared both, that have a really good skill set for the position, that flashed during spring practice, and now they've gone through spring practice, and then this summer is going to be really big for them as they take another step as we head into preseason practice in August.
It seems like more and more recruits are using the summer to, like, I'm going to take my 4 officials, then maybe decide in July or August before my high school season starts. So how vital have those June officials just become in the recruiting calendar?
Yeah, you're exactly right. You know, I feel like every guy that we're recruiting right now, except for maybe one, is planning on making his decision before his senior season, because I ask them all and try and find out, because if they're planning on taking visits in the fall, I'd rather just bring them in during the season and let them see a home game, and that's their official visit. I mean, we did that with Nicholas Harbor 2 years ago. His official visit was a home game in season, and but I feel like everyone that we're bringing in, we've got 3 huge weekends in the month of June, and everyone that's coming in that weekend, those weekends. It's going to be, I think we have 12 next weekend, and then it's like 11 and 10. So basically those, 30 plus players, they're all guys that are planning on making their decisions before the season. So it's great, you know, from that standpoint. And it's a great time to be in Columbia. Summers are awesome, and looking forward to getting so many of those guys and their families on campus in the month of June.
Good.
We good?